Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Devin with Know Your Junk. I'm going to be doing something a little different this week with the video drop when it comes to some SEO ranking factors. I'm creating this quick 3-day mini series called leg shaving, which I'll obviously get into in a minute here because I'm sure you're like, well, this is about junk removal. So what I'm getting at here is over the last couple of videos, we were talking about the importance of things like content when it comes to ranking a website. We were talking about the importance of backlinks. These are the cornerstone foundation pieces, but the truth of the matter is, for some markets, that's not going to be enough to get our website to number one. If we're in a competitive area like Miami, which I'll be using junk trash removal as an example for today. If we're in LA, we're in New York, we're in Boston, right? We're going to have to start paying attention to more of these granular details and really figuring out how can we fine tune our site, which is where leg shaving comes from. If we're a swimmer and we're competing against a third grader, we don't really have to worry about having a swim cap, right? We don't have to worry about shaving our legs to beat this third grader, right? If we're going against someone who doesn't have an SEO team helping their website, if we just don't really have any legitimate competition, we don't have to worry about the little things. But if we're in one of these competitive major markets, then yeah, we're probably going to have to shave our legs, really get as many seconds off the clock as possible, fine tune, make our sites as sleek as possible to get to that coveted top spot. So the two things I'm going to be talking to you guys about is going to be, number one, the URL name today, and number two, it's going to be something called title tags, which JTR does a really good job of for both. So first one, we're talking about URLs here. Junktrashremoval.com is a fantastic name. This is going to be something, by the way, guys, that'll apply a little bit more if we're looking to, say, change our website over, if we're going to be looking to, say, start a company and we're in one of these competitive areas. Just to be upfront, this is going to be more important for you. So when we're talking about a URL name and how it affects SEO, it's a minor ranking factor, but it can improve your site's search visibility. URLs themselves generally do not have a major impact on a page's ability to rank, but this is Moz and they are confirming that it is important, right? So if we go back to JTR here, and if the website was completely the same, all the SEO stuff's the same, but if one said junk trash removal and one said abc123.com, I'm sure we can all agree that Google, that customers, we're all going to go, okay, I have a better idea of what junk trash removal is about. I'll probably click on this one, or Google will go, I'll probably rank this one a little higher. So we see how it has some importance. Now, before we all just start going and changing our websites to say city plus junkremovalservice.com, one of the things I do want to note is that one of the other ranking factors is actually going to be the length of your URL. So excessively long URLs can hurt a page's ranking ability, its visibility. See, in terms of characters, the shorter the site, the more direct it is with what it's doing. Google likes that. So say if we were in Rancho Santa Margarita, California, we can't just go and have a website that says Rancho Santa Margarita Junk Removal Service California.com. Junk removal, they do a really good site with this. This is only 16 characters here. So next thing to be talking about is going to be title tags. And with title tags, what that is, it's the highlights. It's almost like the magnifying glasses. It's pointing to Google and our users and saying, hey, this is what we want you to pay attention to. These tags come H1 through H6, which is something where you're going to have the most flexibility with implementing these in a WordPress website. You can implement some of this in, say, if we're building out on Weebly, not so much so if we're on a platform like GoDaddy, but there are workarounds to this. H1 is the most important and H6 is the least important. So as you guys saw quickly here, so junk trash removal right here, junk removal Miami, Florida, that is their sole H1 tag. And as we start to go through this, we have good authoritative content, but this is going to help users know, hey, this is what's important. This is what this content is about. So, a phone number here. If you're looking to book junk removal, you're answering the questions of consumers here. Miami, junk removal, pricing, curbside. These are all going to be things that they want to know about, but it's important to remember that this stuff is followed up by content. What you don't want to do, which is something I'll cover more in depth in the next video, is what's called thin content. We don't want to go and create web pages that just have a bunch of H1 tags, no content behind it, because again, the content itself is the cornerstone. It's the foundation of ranking. Just having a bunch of pages with no content on it with these tags on them, it's not going to help anybody out. And so you might be thinking, okay, well, if H1 tags are what's important and I've got some content, why can't I just make all of these H1 tags? Which, if we look at it, in practice, in theory, this has changed over the years. It's recommended you only have one H1 tag. And if you look up Junk Removal Miami for JTR, they've only got the one here, one H1 tag. But you could technically at this point have multiple H1 tags on a page. I even looked at it for you guys, and this is coming from Google. Does having multiple H1 tags hurt SEO? And this one on here is from John Mueller. He is one of the webmasters for Google, and I'll link this video below. He talks about, does it help? Does it hurt? And quite honestly, the answer is it doesn't really do much of anything. At this point, it's just more important to have a clear, concise, user-friendly interface, interactive experience on your website that answers their questions. If we're just putting these title tags on a page simply for SEO, and we're like, oh, if I just have all of these keywords on here, Google's too smart for that at this point. So circling back to what we're talking about, if we have a relevant URL, if we have title tags that are done correctly, which again, correctly at this point means it helps with the user experience, that's what's going to be most important. In the next video, we're going to be talking about inter-page linking throughout your website, and then also image optimization. So hopefully this video helps. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.